let's start at the very beginning of this whole process because you said that, it all started with an email. Your wife did recommend you to send an email and to start that whole process. Did you only have to audition once, or did you have to go back and send in multiple self tapes, or how did that go?
Well, actually, it was a or not a self audition, but a live audition.
Nice.
And I went up to Oklahoma City. I stood in line. I was watching people going to one set of double doors. They were coming out another set of double doors. The line was going really quick. This was kind of on a bucket list I had to do. I wanted to be in a motion picture, but again, like I said, I had no idea I was going to have this part in a
Yeah.
motion picture. So I was, in my mind, I was, man, I'm going to check this off the old bucket list. I've done it. I at least ran through an audition. So as I was going through the line, it was going pretty quick. So I wasn't thinking nothing of it. They got my height, my size, I think my size of my clothes, wardrobe and all that. They took a picture. And after the picture was taken, I was like, man, if that's it, I did it. So I was walking out the double doors, and then someone grabbed me by the arm. They asked me, would you be interested in being in a motion picture? Absolutely. So I went out one set of double doors, right back through another set of double doors. I was given a script, and she said it'll be about 30 or 45 minutes, and if you can memorize it, it would be best. But if not, don't worry about it. And I went in for the very first audition, and Miss Ellen Lewis was there. And I I I did it. I said my lines, and she asked right after that if I would be interested in coming back the following day. It all happened on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So I went up Friday. I went back on Saturday. I guess that would be the second callback. So I went in on Saturday. She asked for me to do the lines again of the first audition. I did, and then she asked, would I be willing to do a larger audition for a larger role? I said, sure, why not? I drove up here to do this, so yeah, you bet. So again, they gave me the script, the pieces I needed, and had an assistant sit with me, and we ran through the lines 30, 45 minutes. She asked if I was ready. I said, sure, I'm ready. Let's do this. So I went in there, and it's just a funny audition to me because it had some profanity in it that I was not accustomed to saying in front of women.
Hmm.
And as I went and did the second callback, it was Miss Renee Haynes, Ellen Lewis, and their host staff was up there, and it was nothing but women sitting on the other side of me with the camera. And I'm sitting here kind of going, well, if I want to do this,
Yeah.
I gotta say it. So I ran through the lines, I ran through the script, and she said, perfect. That's awesome. Thank you very much. And she told me, we'll be getting a hold of you. We'll call you or text you or something. We'll be getting a hold of you, email, whatever. I said, great, perfect. And that was it. The weekend was over. I went home, and then that Monday is when COVID hit, and then it shut down everything.
Yep.
So, so it was over with. I thought it was over with. Everything was postponed for a while. So it was a whole year, almost exactly a whole year. I believe the audition was in October, and they called me back in November, or vice versa, something like that.
Hmm.
And I went back to work. You still gotta pay bills.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
care if COVID
Exactly.
going on or not. So I went back to work for a whole year, almost a whole year. I'm thinking, well, they'd have called me by now. I didn't think anything of it. Just went by a whole year. And one day I get a phone call, and on your cell phone, it's either spam, risk, or something,
Hmm.
or just a total different county or state. And
Yeah.
it said New York. And I said, man, I don't know nobody from New York. I'm thinking spam or something. So I hang up. I go back to work. I'm sitting there cleaning the floors and all this, and then I think it took me about 10 or 15 minutes, and I go, you know what? I do know somebody from New York, so let me call them back. And sure enough, it was Miss Ellen Lewis's office. She asked again if I was interested in the role, and I said yes. And she said, okay, we're going to set up a couple more auditions. And I had a few more with her. And then the last audition was with Marty and Leo. And
Mm.
it was Zoom, of course, at that time. It was over
Yep.
Zoom. So um, I got ready for the audition. And that day, like I said in another interview, I'm surprised they didn't catch me on the floor just fainted out. So it was something that, I had Marty. I tell everybody I had Marty and Leo in my living room.